had it as well. You wake up some mornings, you're like, this is where I can understand where other people would quit.
Yeah.
But there's just something that's like, I'm not going to quit. But
Yeah.
I can understand why people would at this point.
Yeah. Welcome to the Swifty podcast, inspiring positive change through design, innovation, and technology. Okay, hello everybody. Welcome to the podcast. This is episode number 12. Really excited about today's guest, the wonderful Matt Bird, a good friend of mine and a local resident here in Manchester. He's got a really cool business, and today we're going to go through a little bit of his background and the journey so far. So without further ado, shall we get into it? Let's get into it.
Just dive right in.
So why don't you tell the audience and for the people who are listening kind of what you do?
What we do. So, yeah, I have a menswear business called the Shirt Society, which finally launched a month ago, shall we say, which I like to say is a membership for the man who likes to look and feel great but hates shopping. The concept behind it, that's you. The concept behind it is that, for a monthly membership fee, we're going to deliver a shirt and a perk direct to your door, your desk, or your hotel room.
Wow.
And so, yeah, it's kind of solving the pain point of going shopping for shirts, because everyone knows that shopping sucks. Shirt shopping sucks even more. And so, yeah, we're trying to kind of ease the pain of that and make life a lot more convenient for our customers.
Yeah, and you've just closed your first phase of the business.
Yes, so
and you're fully subscribed, right?
Fully subscribed.
Wow.
So
Congrats.
I had this concept maybe back end of last year. Just tried to implement it earlier this year. Wasted a lot of time with investors and doing the wrong kind of thing. And I thought, you know what? I can launch this with my customers from day one. Yeah. So I had a good bunch of customers from my old business, and quite strong network on LinkedIn. So I put the concept out probably about a month ago, 6 weeks ago. And I said, right, if this is your kind of thing, sign up to this database. I've got something for you. I didn't quite know what I was going to say after that. And within a week, I think we had 500 people signed up to that database. Wow. And then the following 5 days, we got to about 700-ish. And then I was like, right, it's all good and well, you signing up to a database. I know that this is a goer if people actually kind of pay up front.
Yep.
And so I thought, right, how can I incentivize people to pay up front? And so I said, if you sign up now for the next 3 months of this trial phase, if you help me build it, if you be part of this journey, I'll give you, it's essentially 50% off the membership price. And say thanks, I'll give you that for life.
Wow.
And so I pushed that kind of message out to those 700 people in the database. And yeah, so we closed that kind of sign up thing today with just over 230 people signed in.
Literally today?
Yeah, today.
Oh, wow.
Literally
Okay.
today. It's supposed to be last night, but I just kept seeing these orders. I was like, I'm going to keep it open a little bit longer. So yeah, close that today. And so the next 3 months is all about kind of growing with these early customers.
Wow, exciting.
Yeah, really exciting.
Exciting. Yeah, I have to say before we properly start, you're looking very, very well dressed
Thanks,
today.
man. I thought I'd have to
This
wear,
is one of your shirts?
Well, it's a sample, but yeah, it's one of the shirts.
So sample, so you're trialing out a new fit or something? Or?
So we're trialing out new fabric more than anything. Made a few adjustments to our old shirts, and so they're more kind of formal, targeted, a bit more formally now rather than casually. So yeah, I'm just road testing them as we go and seeing if they are as good as I keep saying they are.
Living the dream.
Living the dream, mate. Always in shirts, which is great.
I'm always on a scooter.
I haven't bought a shirt for years. It's fantastic. Yeah, you're always on the scooter.
always rolling.
I know, yeah. I'd love to see you on a push bike one day, but Jason, you're cheating on yourself.
Yeah, call me out. Yeah, I do own a bike actually, but it does feel like I'm an absolute deserter every time I get on one.
Right.
So yeah, you have to
The problem I find though now is like, even if I wear a t-shirt or something that's still quite smart but just not a shirt, I'll bump into somebody that knows that I make shirts. And I'm like, so you're not wearing a shirt today? No, like they're all in the wash.
You feel like Superman, don't you?
I think I need to. I think I need to hide it and just be like, yeah, I've got it on somewhere.
I think we should also explain to because it's a really cool story, kind of like how we originally met.
Yeah.
And also the previous business that you had, which was a really nice story. I remember the reason why you said you named what it was called, being a great story. So we originally met on a DIT mission, trade mission to South Korea. Did you come to Japan as well?
Yeah,
yeah.
I
We
did
did both,
Seoul
right?
and Tokyo.
That's right, yeah. And it was really fun. So Department for International Trade, loads of businesses from Manchester, all the Northwest. And we had a great time, didn't we?
Fantastic time.
It was brilliant.
It was really interesting for me as well, because it was like my first time really trying to do business out of the UK.
Yeah, it was me too as well. We were both newbies into it.
Super overwhelming, wasn't it? But it was great fun in the end.
Yeah.
Those karaoke nights, I'll never forget.
Yeah, the only guy that can sing. I can't sing for no chance.
I thought you were all right.
No, I was awful. I was terrible.
Was perfect.
Just drinking more sake.
Oh, I know. Yeah.
Wasn't that amazing?
I don't think I've got over that hangover yet.
That tiny little room that we were all in. And do you remember Nigel as well?
Nigel tearing up because I was singing like Tiny Dancer or something.
It was brilliant.
Yeah,
I really enjoyed that.
I'd love to go back and do that again.
That night that we did the karaoke, did we then go on to that nightclub as well? Was that the same night?
Yeah, it was the same night.
I think it was, right?
Yeah, it was.
We were out till like
that was
really early hours in the morning.
That got quite elusive. Do you remember we were like, because it was just like 10 white people in this like Japanese club. Everyone was like, going, "Who are these people?" It's brilliant. Everyone like just eyes on us all the time. It's fantastic. Felt like Justin Bieber for an evening.
Wow, I didn't feel like Justin Bieber. I felt really
take that out. Not Justin Bieber. Let's say David Beckham. There we go.
Has he got one of your shirts?
No, he's too expensive. Yeah, can't afford him just yet.
Just send him one.
Don't know where he lives.
Yeah. Anyone knows where David lives? Let us know.
Hit me up.
I was going to say, or if you're watching, Dave,
I think
membership for life.
I think he is a subscriber to your channel. You know, membership for life. Yeah,
that'd be brilliant.
He definitely needs a discount as well, doesn't he?
Yeah, and scooters for the whole family.
There we are. Done. Let's collab
I'm not
on
giving them for free though. You can have one for free, Dave. Not all of them.
I find with people not like that, because I don't know him, but the more famous and the richer people get, the more they want for free.
Yeah,
it doesn't make sense. Like, you've got the most money.
Do you do much product placement with people?
I haven't started with this one really. We've kind of put the feelers out to a few people that I kind of want on board. Yeah. But with the old one, the old business, we did quite a bit, but could never quite afford the people I wanted, so I had to compromise and settle for second best, and it never quite works out. Yeah, it's hard. I mean, we get asked all the time, but we just can't. We can't give them away for free. Well, that's it. You end up just losing all your stock, giving product away for nothing and getting very kind of little back. Yeah. Brand awareness is great, but it doesn't pay for that shirt that you're giving out for free. So it's always quite a tough one, I think. Yeah. Yeah. But we'll look at it again, I think. Cool.
So let's get back to the how we met. So we met on the trade mission, which is cool. Yeah. Really, really good time. And after we came back from that trade mission, I kind of have been following you, and that's why I wanted to invite you in, because I was stalking you. I've never actually bought a shirt though. I feel awful. I should have bought a shirt.
You should be wearing one right now. That's what I thought I was going to turn up to, but evidently not.
Look at me in my rough jumper. I feel really
You're on brand though. Like, you've got your logo. It's fine.
Yeah. I pretty much work and live in this. It's all I wear. It's like simple choice. T-shirt and this done.
So you like the Zuckerberg uniform? You just got the same thing every day.
I just don't have the robot face and looks.
You look a lot healthier than he does.
Deadpan in the camera.
You look alive,
Big tick there. Look alive.
Look alive.
Full of compliments today, my friend.
Always a gent.
So let's talk about We Are Gentlemen. Yeah. Because I really like the notion behind that. This podcast's all about positive change, and I think that was a really nice story. So why don't you start with kind of like, well, actually, before we get into that, I think it'd be interesting to go into your background, kind of like where you came from, because
pre that business.
Yeah, because you're running a fashion business, but am I right in saying you didn't have any experience in fashion?
Zero.
Yeah, zero. Yeah, so that's a really interesting story to tell.
Yeah, so I started that brand when I was 23. For maybe 3 years before that, I was working like in the music industry. So I was working with a guy from like a leading concert promoter, going around the country, touring with it was quite good actually, because there were a lot of my favourite bands. A lot of bands that I grew up listening to, I was now on tour with and working with.
Wow.
Which was amazing. So, I was still quite young at that time, 2021, still listening to a band called All Time Low. And I had an email saying, do you want to go on tour with All Time Low? I was like, that is a no-brainer.
Doing
Absolutely.
what though?
So it was like a production role. So with tours like that, the promoter will put a person on the ground to go on the tour with that band.
Okay.
Just to make sure everything's to budget, everything's working right, and kind of making sure that day runs as smooth as possible.
Yeah.
And so for a lot of those bigger kind of acts, more than one person was required to kind of spread that workload out. Mm-hmm. And Jack, who, took me under his wing and kind of gave me my first shot at, doing something incredible, took me on the road 3 weeks out of 4 and kind of put a load of workload to me. I, learnt the ropes on the road as well.
Right.
It was quite, the pressure was quite good, because he'd introduced me to people as like the next Simon Cowell. And I was like, I've been on tour for like 10 days. I have no idea about this. Like, let's slow down a little bit. But, I'd always like keep Jack, quite close. He was that first person to be like, you can kind of do something. Yeah. And so, that was a really good time of my life. But that came to an end maybe when I was, 22 and a half.
Yeah.
Tried to get back into it I don't know why it came, still don't really know why it came to an end. Maybe I was just awful after all. It just phased me out. But I think, there's a couple of changes in the business.
Yeah.
And my kind of capacity then became, non-existent. So tried to get back into industry. And I was getting opportunities, but they're all like, you can come, but we can't pay you.
Right.
And I'd already felt like I'd earned my stripes doing that.
Yeah.
I did 6 months of that for no money whatsoever.
Right.
Never at home, always out, always staying in hotels. I didn't make a penny, and I thought, I've kind of got past that phase, so I can't really afford to go out for free anymore. Mm-hmm. But in hindsight, maybe if I'd gone out for free for another couple of months, I would have still been in it. But yeah, so I was sat in my flat. I was like, what else can I do? Like, music had almost left a bit of a bitter taste in my mouth. I was like, I don't want to get back into that just yet. Yeah. I was like, what's the second thing that I like? And it's so funny because, doing what I do now, I'm like, I'd never been into fashion. I've never been like, I just love designing stuff. I've always been into like style, in terms of I've always liked to take pride in my appearance and dress well. Yeah. But what I loved is like the reason why I'd buy things. So why would I buy that brand? Mm-hmm. How does it resonate with me? Mm-hmm. And so that was kind of the thought. I was like, right, why don't we just build a brand? And at that point, I was like, I don't know what the brand is, don't know how I'm going to put it out, don't know what it's going to be about, but I knew that was broadly what I wanted. Mm-hmm. And then I think I came in one night at 11 o'clock, turned my TV on, something was on, like The Only Way is Essex or something, and all the guys on there, like, Jesus Christ, like, I was thinking, what is going on? And so this little thought came through my head. It was like, whatever happened to guys just like being gentlemen? Yeah. I was like, there might be something in that, Well, all this effort is going on to reality TV, all these kind of throwaway brands that these people are promoting. I thought we can build something quite nice about a really nice characteristic and a nice behavior, and almost try and like reinvent the gentleman in the kind of younger demographic. So that was it. Kind of, not spiraled from there, but it started rolling. I was, how do I put this message out? Let's put it with clothes, because I've just said I like style and brand, so why don't we put the two together? Figured out a logo. Didn't want it to be too cliche. Figured out a logo. Borrowed a sewing machine off my mum's friend and figured out, right, if I can learn how to sew things, I might have a fighting chance. Turns out I don't know how to sew things. So I bought maybe 50 t-shirts, I think it was, and I was like, I'm determined to save a penny and sew the labels in myself. Okay. Biggest mistake of my life. 2 days I was in my spare room going like, that one's wrong, ruined that t-shirt. Oh no. Yeah, so it was a good experience. Yeah. And so put the first t-shirts out, sold like 11 in my first week. I was like, oh, we're doing well. Like, family and friends have bought it, like, amazing. Then after your family and friends buy it, you're like, where's everyone else?
Hit a wall.
Yeah. And so it's just been kind of trial and error since then. Expanded the range, tried different routes to market, went into a shop, said, why don't you take some stock off me? He put a £5,000 order in for the stock. I was naive enough to think that he was going to pay for that. Turns out he didn't. So yeah, cue me on a rainy Sunday afternoon, turning up at his shop, grabbing stuff off his rails and shelves because he hadn't paid me. Yeah, and then the police came down. But that was quite a fun afternoon. That was a great afternoon. But you have to do those things to kind of figure out.
Yeah, for sure.
But it comes back to my point that don't deal with people like that. Only deal with people that kind of align with my messaging, I suppose.
Wow, pretty brave and courageous start then.
Yeah.
If you think about it, really.
Yeah.
I mean, talk about
kind of
jumping
balls to the wall, wasn't it?
The deep end.
Yeah, and at the time I was like, I think my personality is very, if I'm going to do something, I'm going to do it. I'm either all in or I'm all out. I find there's never really an in between. And so took a kind of a part-time job at Sainsbury's, driving delivery vans around because I needed to pay my rent and stuff. Yeah. It was perfect. I could pull up in a lay-by, and I used to take my laptop and try and figure stuff out. Yeah. In a lay-by, but he did that for like 10 months. I was like, do you know what? I need to just figure this out. I need to get all in on it. I think we were turning over maybe like £700 a month. Not quite the right time to jump in and go full time, but it was. I like to think it turned out all right. Yeah,
it's a good start. Well, it's all part of a journey, isn't it? Yeah. I think when we both talk at events. I've seen some of the events that you've done, and it's great to give back, isn't it? And talk to other entrepreneurs and other people starting businesses. I think sharing that story that you've just done. I mean, we've got a similar story in some ways. We kind of just went into it completely blind and just went for it. And that appetite to just go for something, it's really hard to teach that.
I don't think you can, because it's. I think you must have had it as well. You wake up some mornings, you're like, this is where I can understand where other people would quit. Yeah. But there's just something that's like, I'm not going to quit. But I can understand why people would at this point. Yeah. And I don't think you can necessarily teach that, because that turns from like logical to just pure emotions that are like, I'm going to make this, work. I love it. And
it's kind of like for me, it's more about it's almost like a challenge with yourself as opposed to with anyone else. It's like a satisfaction you get by pushing through those hard times, and it's like the reward. I think once you start on that journey, and maybe that's kind of what you did, you kind of went and you were juggling the two jobs, and you kind of recognized this idea and you just went for it. That kind of starts to build like a almost like a mental pathway of a reward structure based on going at it like you just described with yourself.
Yeah, I think that's I think it's probably what it is, isn't it? You're striving for that self-satisfaction in the end.
Yeah, I am, for sure. A lot of the time I get a great sense of achievement when we have a result, and it's like when you've put the hard work in to achieve it, and then you get that result. It's such an immense feeling. Yeah, and that's not just like getting a big order, or it can be anything. It can be like just getting a little bit of nice feedback from a customer.
Yeah, that's what it's about, isn't it?
Or the best one is like when you get a bit of abuse online, and then one of your customers goes after the one that's trying to abuse. That's brilliant.
Yeah, it's like you've got your own little army out there.
It's brilliant. It's so good to see.
I love getting a bit of abuse online. It's brilliant. I have some great ones.
Did you get much abuse online?
Not really anymore. I used to get a few things, because like back in the early days, I couldn't afford a model to come and like shoot the products. And it was so funny, because I was at like an accelerator program at NatWest at this point, and so I was like, do you know what? I'm just gonna have to model these shirts. So I put this shirt, and then this photo went out on Instagram, and someone commented on it. And it was like, for the price of those shirts, you must be having a laugh. I'm sure you could have afforded a model and not that chubby ginger guy from NatWest. And I was like, I don't even work at NatWest.
Oh, no.
I know, it was brilliant. And I think I've still got the screenshot of that somewhere.
Oh, that's brilliant. You know what? In some ways, though, you've kind of like got to salute those guys that come out with good ones like that. Because it's like... All right.
Fair one.
Yeah, fair play.
I think it's good. I haven't heard that one before, but stop wasting your time. I used to get quite a few, because we obviously spelt the gentleman thing a bit differently. So people would write me a message saying, a bit of abuse, but they take all of the the vowels out, because that's what we did.
Oh, gosh.
And so I used to go back to them with no vowels. But I'd be like, listen, we've got really good shirts, so have a shirt and just change your mind. And I think one of them got picked up by the Sun or something.
Oh, wow.
Newspaper being like a good response to customers. I never saw it, but an agency kind of came to me and said, oh, we saw that thing in the newspaper about you going back to a customer complaint with, in a really good way.
Oh, right. Okay.
Never heard of it, but it can pay quite well to get abuse. So don't come at me, but I'm sure I'll get more with it.
You're gonna get a flurry now.
Used to it. It's great.
So, what's the? Did we mention the new business venture's name? I don't know whether we did.
The Shirt Society.
The Shirt Society. Good name.
Yeah.
So the reason behind that naming, then, have you got a similar philosophy? In terms of the whole gentleman thing.
Yeah, it was more. It kind of worked well. I wanted something that was maybe kind of focused on the product that we were selling, but also I see the Shirt Society not just as a shirt, but it's like a demographic of people, these young professionals that we're going after. I think, the term for it is, call them the suits, because they're, those young professional type guys. So I thought, the Shirt Society is a type of person that has it's quite a profile of, this is typically what they do, this is typically what they earn, this is typically what they like to do in their spare time. I just thought there's a lot more to kind of play with it. Like the name, the Shirt Society, I think it rings quite well.
That's cool.
And I just wanted to kind of simplify it maybe a little bit. I think I probably took inspiration there from like Dollar Shave Club or someone like that.
Okay.
Kind of very direct.
Yeah, I mean, they've done phenomenally well, haven't they?
Yeah, financially they have. I know they're struggling now with repositioning their brand, because it's Dollar Shave Club and they want to go into other products.
Okay.
So they're trying to like push like DSC as kind of the thing. But I don't mind having that problem if I sell for $1 billion.
Yeah, I mean, wow. I mean, it's isn't it interesting the way a lot of things are going subscription model? Yeah,
it is. I think it's the way consumers are going now as well, though, isn't it? It's because I think a lot more people now have a lot less time.
Yeah.
And the convenience factor is probably the biggest. Like no one. I think everyone's capable of going to buy shirts themselves. So whether they want to do that and if they enjoy that experience.
I've got like 5 shirts in my wardrobe, which I probably wear 2 of them. 2 of them are my favorite ones. I feel comfortable in. The ones are not quite right. A little bit, maybe a little bit baggy or something. Yeah. But I do that like every year. I'll just go and buy some. Just go and buy like a batch of the same and hope that they're in the same fit but different colours. So there looks a bit of variation.
Well, even that. So a lot of when I was talking to customers about this new venture, it was like you can do that. Like there's 2 probably leading brands that do kind of business formal shirts that a lot of our customers currently go to, but the consistency that they're getting with those products is going downhill. So you could go in and buy a slim fit 15.5-inch collar one month, you go in the next month and it'll fit differently because they're using so many different suppliers.
That. Why is that?
I think because they're probably spreading their kind of supplier base out a little bit.
Okay.
There's just some kind of miscommunication between the sizing blocks and stuff. I don't know.
Maybe it's like a couple of different suppliers and they get a batch that's slightly different.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so annoying.
Yeah.
I get that with trousers. I've had such an awful time with trousers.
Really?
The best trousers that fit for me are Uniqlo trousers. Right. They just fit. I don't know what it is, but they just fit nicely.
Right.
And so I just buy the same trouser.
Right.
But recently I've just had another pair come, and because I always ruin my trousers here at work. Like these are my smart trousers, but I often I'm in the workshop, milling some metal, and I'm like, I didn't change. Oh, damn it. And then I can't be bothered. Yeah. And then I ruin them. So I go through them quite often, but the size has changed again. And it's like, it's so annoying.
I think it's that scale thing, the more they have to kind of produce maybe things get overlooked a little bit.
So for me, like having a guaranteed size, I'd be so happy because I don't like shopping. I really don't. I'd like to look cool. I don't really. I'm not really that bothered. I think you do. But if I could find the right size, I'd be a customer for life.
Well, I think that's it with guys as well, especially what we've learned from our customers in the past is like if you can give somebody something that is right for them, they'll have no reason to leave and they don't want to leave and go to another brand. So guys, I think have got a lot more brand loyalty than perhaps women have.
Yeah.
And so you're right, you need to get it kind of right, and then, hopefully keep delivering that same thing, and they won't lose.
So how are you going to deliver that to your customers, your customer base? How are you going to get the sizing right for them?
So this is why we're doing the test phase at the minute. So we've kind of come up with our sizing blocks, and we do a fitted fit and a more relaxed fit.
Yeah.
And so now in November, all of our customers will get a white shirt, and so we'll ask for them feedback about if the fit is kind of true to what they usually buy in stores.
Yep.
And just kind of learn that way. And then when we kind of develop our technology, there'll be a lot more interactive stuff where, you can kind of measure yourself and it tells you what size you are.
Right, okay.
But, the great thing that I built with We Are Gentlemen was a good reputation for a great fit.
Yeah.
And so a lot of people said to me when building this new business, as long as you can keep that fit, brilliant, we're in. And so, by accident, I probably created a fit that a lot of people were looking for.
Yeah.
It was in between a slim and a tailored fit.
Okay.
Yeah, total fluke, but I'm going to put that down as, I meant to do it. But yeah, so I think you're right. It is always going to be quite tricky because everybody is obviously different sizes. But we're going to try and have as much kind of variation and flexibility with that as possible without making it too bespoke. Otherwise, it would be a nightmare for us.
So you subscribe and you got the fit right, and the idea is that every month you get delivered a brand new shirt.
Brand new shirt.
You don't choose that shirt.
So not for the next 3 months. The choice element is probably limited because it's the testing phase. Yeah. But eventually, our customers will be able to choose what shirt they get every single month.
Okay.
So building it into an app, and so you might buy the white shirt off the bat, and then 2 weeks before your next delivery, it'll pop up saying, "Jason, time to choose your next shirt." You then got 5 or 6 that you can swipe through and choose.
Oh, right.
And
cool.
it kind of makes it a lot more personalized and a lot more individual to you. And over time, we can learn a lot about you as a customer as well, and say, right, we know that you only like the dark colors, so we're not going to show you the pink, the green. Not that we'd ever do a green shirt, but you know what I mean. We're not going to show you the stuff that we know you're not going to like. Yeah. And so every month, the choices that you get are very kind of in line with what we know you might
with your taste.
Hopefully like, your taste, and what we know your kind of style is. This will probably look good on Jason because of this, and this.
Okay.
And we're throwing perks in there as well, so like grooming products, socks, underwear, and offline kind of discounts and deals at bars and restaurants and stuff as well.
Oh, right, cool.
So you'll be able to choose all of those. So you choose your shirt, and then you might want a moisturizer. Next month you might want a new pair of socks. Yeah. But again, it helps us kind of build that profile around you and say, right, Jason really likes white, blue, and pink shirts. He's only ever opted for grooming products, so let's give him more of what he wants.
Right. Okay. Wow, that's really cool.
Yeah.
It's completely customized. Yeah. tailored for the individual. Is anybody else doing this kind of stuff?
Not in the UK. I haven't found anyone that's doing this to the extent that we're going to. Yeah. There's a few kind of grooming brands that are doing subscription, but not kind of in shirt and fashion. Yeah. There's a lot of kind of wardrobe type subscription businesses. You pay £200 a month. You can choose 5 outfits perhaps.
Oh, right. Okay.
But yeah, no one's doing it kind of in our arena directly.
I think I signed up for something, it was ages ago now, but it was like a digital wardrobe assistant.
Was it Thread?
I think it was Thread. Yeah, that's right. I think I saw it on Instagram or something.
Yeah, probably.
They targeted me. Yeah. They were probably right. Yeah. And I was like, all right, I'll take a look. Yeah. And then this guy was emailing me. Yeah. And it's a bit weird. He's sending me fashion tips.
Really?
It's I think you'd look really good in this. I was like, whoa.
It's if he says, I think you'd look good, not in this, is when you've got to start worrying. But the rise of Thread has been, their growth has been incredible. Yeah. But they really dive down on AI and technology to kind of figure that stuff out for you. Yeah, okay. And then they just drop ship products to you.
But they've got people who they employ who actually do the kind of emailing, right? It's like a personal. There's a human being.
Thread, there's a company called The Chapper that did that as well, and they were very, very personal.
Is it a real person or is it AI?
I don't know about Thread as much. I know The Chapper because we used to supply them. They were all paid people. And so you get assigned a stylist that will then ring you and text you. I don't know how they do it, but
okay.
So it's very, very human. Mm-hmm. But I think thread has used a lot more technology and AI.
Right.
Don't know how, but yeah, but I've never tried them, to be honest. I've never really had the money to go out and buy a wardrobe at a time.
I know, it'd be nice, right? Could you
lovely.
imagine doing that? I don't know if I'd enjoy it though. I think it'd feel a bit too indulgent for me. I think I've never been used to like going out and splashing, loads of cash on a load of clothes.
Yeah.
I'm pretty tight like that.
That's it. People have a lot of different, like, it's where your priorities lie, isn't it?
Yeah, but I go to business meetings, and I have to look smart, and that's just because I don't want to make the other people in the room feel uncomfortable. And if I turn up in my t-shirt, like, they're going to be like, "Who's this guy?"
Saying that, but it's on the flip. I went to a wealth manager's office just like today, and he came out, and I was like, "What?" He had like a pair of like designer joggers on, like a nice pair of trainers, a long sleeve t-shirt, and like his Patagonia type body warmer. I was like, "You just don't." But he was like, "We've got a dress for our day kind of policy now." I was like, "Brilliant."
Dress for our day.
Yeah. So if you haven't got any meetings, don't dress like.
But it was meeting you.
Well, yeah. To be fair, I was just picking some stuff up. Stuff up off him. But yeah, it was. You expect to go into places like that to be, met with a
suit, like a
But it was just. I think it's the way, the kind of that world is, going on. And you're saying you would like to dress up. I think they really want to dress down sometimes as well.
Right. Okay. Maybe
So, like,
I got it right.
Meet in the middle. Yeah. But yeah, so I've kind of got to watch out for that a little bit.
Yeah. Well, it's all exciting stuff. Why don't we talk a little bit about, just before camera, we talked about some of the cool stuff you want to try and get into the business. I know you can't talk very much about it, but tell us what you can.
Yeah, I'll probably tell you more than I can, but that's just what I do, isn't it? I just blurt stuff out. No, because I think, especially nowadays in fashion, there's a lot of eyes on the industry to minimize waste, and everyone knows the impacts of producing fast fashion it has on the environment, and it's not necessarily the best thing in the world. So with this business, I'm aware that we're probably delivering quite a few shirts over the course of a year. There's not going to be a need for all of those shirts at one given time. When I spoke to our older customers, they've got between 10 and 12 shirts in their wardrobe. So they probably wear maybe 8 of them.
Yeah.
So I was like, we need to do something around recycling as well. And I don't want to have you throw that shirt out or just put it in the bin. Yeah. And so I thought, how can we incentivize recycling? Because H&M and Zara are doing it now. They're incentivizing you to drop clothes off at them, and they give you 10% off. So what we're doing is kind of that. So we say, right, Jason, you've had that white shirt in November. Come March, it's probably going to be, a bit grubby.
Yeah.
We'll incentivize you some way to give us that shirt back. And also stuff that you've got in your wardrobe that you just don't wear, just give it us back. We'll incentivize you for next month. And what we're developing at the minute is a solution that will allow us to repurpose those shirts and create a new kind of synthetic thread, essentially, that we can then make a new item out of. So the idea is that you give us 10 bits of clothing back. 2 of them might be our shirts. 8 of them might be something else. You give us that clothing back. We say, right, for that, have an extra shirt next month. But what we're going to do with these 10 shirts is take them through that process, and then we're going to deliver you a t-shirt made out of those shirts that we've kind of recycled. Yeah. That's awesome. And so there's two companies now that are piloting that technology. One's in America, one's in Finland. And so we're looking at that with some scientists at the minute, because that's cool. Way above my head. I'm just like, I don't know how to do it. So if we can get that kind of rolling, then I think we're onto something. And it's the idea of keeping it kind of like a circular economy within our shirts. We have tried to make our first shirt out of fabric that's made out of plastic bottles.
Okay.
I'd love to do it. I just don't think it doesn't suit the purpose of what the product. It's
what's it feel like?
It's not very good. Okay. It feels like sandpaper.
Oh.
It was really, really rough.
Okay.
And while you could probably make a nice sweatshirt or a coat or a jacket, I don't think it'd really work for a shirt just yet.
Okay.
Plus, it was well expensive, so it was commercially not quite viable.
Okay.
But maybe one day when it's more popular and more people are doing it, then we can look at that as well. But I think the recycling thing will allow us to really stay ahead as well.
Yeah, that's really great. It's nice, a nice value to have in
like
the company.
We're doing zero plastic, so a lot of our packaging with We Are Gent, I think it was 13 bits of single-use plastic. That's like
it used to be.
Yeah, it's like far too much. So kind of got rid of all the plastic that we can for now. Replaced it with metal clips. A lot of plastic's been replaced with really kind of rigid cardboard. All the bags that we do are biodegradable.
Yeah.
And so we're trying to have a good impact from day one.
Yeah, we've been looking at our packaging as well, and we've got a cardboard carton, and then inside we have this it's like a bag with expanding foam inside.
Right.
So when you put the scooter in, the foam expands as it starts to set. So the whole thing is it's like a solid airbag, kind of.
Yeah.
And you can take it apart, and it's recyclable. But there's only like one place in the UK that can recycle it. So it's like, we invested loads of time into it and getting it right, but then actually the process of recycling it is really difficult. So we're going through changing that now, and we're trying to make all the packaging cardboard, and we've got this really cool kind of egg box style design.
Nice.
So it would be like in two shells that go.
Okay, kind of holds it in.
And it'll hold it all together. We're just trying to make a modular kind of design so that all the different models can be in the same packaging.
Right.
It's not easy. It's really difficult.
That sounds tricky.
Yeah, and it's super
hard
expensive.
to get right. Yeah, I bet.
Yeah, because it's like huge.
Yeah.
So drawing an egg box style, it's really cool how they do it. I'll tell you how they do it.
Go on.
So you have imagine the shape of an egg box.
Yeah.
And you have this huge vat of soupy kind of fibrous papier mâché style, and they have these they're almost imagine an egg box, but it's a mesh, and they basically duck in the mesh and pull it up, and as they pull it up, the weight of the water draws down, and it leaves the shape of the egg box.
Wow.
And they do it on a big scale. There's loads of them that get done in one go, and they get dried and they come out, and it leaves this kind of paper mache kind of mush.
Yeah, that's clever.
Yeah, it's really clever, and we've been trying to find a supplier. Finally, we found someone who can do it.
Over here, or?
No, it's in Taiwan where we make the scooters. There'd be no point doing it here.
No,
it'd just be
8 times
a massive ordeal for us to deal with. But yeah, it's all going to be done there at source, and try and get rid of as much plastic as we can. It's not easy though.
It's not something you can just turn on, which is but I think like you work towards it, and do everything that we can,
tick off those goals.
Well, that's it, and play our part, I suppose. So yeah, it's good.
So the customers that you've signed up, which are now, it's capped, you can't sign, so sorry, you missed out now.
Snooze you lose.
Too late.
Yeah.
The next phase is for the next 3 months. These are going to be your guinea pigs. You're going to be getting the product and everything.
Yeah, guinea pigs. So we're going to kind of test. It's all very clunky at the minute.
Okay.
As like I said, the idea was rather than mess around with, investors and making it as shiny and get real feedback from real customers to help shape what that business looks like. Yeah. And so next 3 months they're going to get this shirt and the perk for the next 3 months. We're going to ask them kind of key questions that we want answers to. And, they're going to be first to kind of test the app, first to kind of sample new fabrics. And so, it's all about communicating with them now and, talking to them properly. Because a lot of them have been really, really, really excited and, it's been real positive for them they like the fact that they're getting in now. Yeah. And being part of this wider picture. Okay. Got some guys in Australia that are like, we're in. We'll pay extra to ship it over here.
In Australia?
Yeah.
Wow.
So that was the weird thing. I thought when we launch it, it's just going to be kind of Manchester customers. We've got, a lot of them are Northwest, but we've got a lot of London. We've got 3 in New Zealand, 4 in Australia, 2 in Netherlands. Wow. So it's kind of, it got out, to the right places.
Isn't it weird the way the world's just shrunk, right? It's crazy.
Power of the internet, though, isn't it?
Yeah, it is nuts. I'm just constantly amazed at the access you can have. It feels wrong a lot of the time. Like when you go on LinkedIn and you can kind of just look up anybody.
Yeah, anybody anywhere in the world.
And then you can just send them a message. Yeah. It's really weird. Yeah. It's like if you were to call up their office and speak to the secretary and say, "Can I speak to Matt Bird?" Yes. What would you like to speak to him about? Has he spoke to you before?
Yeah.
No, I'm not. It's new. I really want to, buy a load of shirts from him. I'm a retailer who's not really going to pay him.
You won't be the first.
We've heard that one before, Mr. Iftica. Yeah, it's weird. Like, you would get a no, there'd be a door there.
Yeah.
Like, no chance getting through it.
Yeah. LinkedIn is brilliant.
I wonder if things are going to change. Do you think things are going to change?
Probably. I think everyone's going to be a lot more. Everyone's going to have a lot more open doors. It's going to be very, very simple.
Maybe it's a bit like, do you remember when blogs used to be like almost free to be featured in because they were so hungry for content? And now it's like, well, yeah, you got to pay us 10 grand.
Oh, I can't believe you're charging me for this.
And you're like, what? This is content for your site that's going to get you views, and you want to charge me 10 grand?
Yeah. I get that. Do you get that sometimes from like publications? Like, they sell something like, we really, really want you in this. By the way, before you put the phone down, it's going to be 25 grand plus VAT.
Yeah.
You're like, okay, you don't want me that much, do you?
Have you ever had a call from, I probably shouldn't say this on camera, but I don't care.
Just call them out.
Have you ever had like a St. James's House call you?
Yeah.
Have you had that one? Yeah.
To be in like the Prince Charles something. Yeah.
I was on holiday, right? I was on holiday, and the office called, and they're like, you've had a call for the St. James's House? And I was like, what?
Do you know what?
What's this? Yeah, the publication, they want to feature you. And I was like, okay, all right. And I actually took time out of my holiday to answer this call. And 20 minutes later, it's like thousands of pounds. Ridiculous amount of money.
It's not even stuff you go, do you know what? I can probably get away with that. It's like, that's somebody's salary for a year.
Yeah. And some. It was ridiculous.
But it was like, I got offered it's like the Commonwealth one. It might be in this year or it was early last year. But yeah, it's like 25 grand plus fine. It's like the best price I can do is £19,999. I was literally like, you're 19 grand off my budget.
I tell you what, that would be like my version of hell, to be in like a sales job like that. All you sales guys out there, I salute you. It must be so hard.
Can't get much success.
It must be so hard.
Yeah.
Imagine cold calling every day, and like
imagine enjoying it as well.
Imagine having to sell stuff that you don't even like or you hate.
Yeah.
Can you imagine the feedback you must get.
Well, I reckon a lot of people just don't answer the phone.
Yeah.
We're just the suckers for answering the phone.
Well, I've got Lauren in the office. Lauren is amazing. Shout out to Lauren. Thanks, Lauren. She's my guard dog.
Really?
She's gonna hate me for saying that.
How about to say she's your filter?
She's my filter. Yeah, she looks
after
after
me.
Me.
Guard dog.
Oh no! What have I said?
Brilliant.
Sorry, Lauren.
No, but it helps, though, doesn't it?
Totally.
You don't want to be spending an hour out of your holiday answering.
I'm
like that.
Yeah, I'm too busy. We do get a lot of sales calls.
Yeah. Foreign
Exchange companies all the time.
Yeah, foreign exchange. It's just agencies, isn't it?
Well,
we can really grow your marketing.
I think that's the one that I dislike the most, or the businesses that I dislike the most, are the businesses that they muscle the way in as a middleman, and they're trying to piggyback off connecting you
something else,
to something else. So like those foreign exchange guys, it's literally just some guy's got an office, and he just hedges a rate with Western Union, and he tries to sell you their rate, and he puts on 10% for himself.
Yeah.
And you're like, wait a minute, you're actually doing nothing other than just calling me.
What am I paying you for? Yeah.
And really annoying me on the phone, hassling me to go with you.
Yeah.
It's weird, right? It's like I have zero respect for companies that don't deliver any value at all. Like what we do, we're delivering value. Like we're making new stuff. It's great quality with a great idea behind it.
Yeah, you're not just.
No, you're not just like you're not like buying shirts from like wholesale from like.
No, exactly. It's all well.
And then trying to just mark it up and sell it on. Like you're delivering a bespoke service.
Exactly, yeah.
And
yes, it's a tricky one.
I know
a lot more on my LinkedIn, so I'm being reserved about what I say about it.
No, it's cool, man. It's really nice to see like where your business has gone and see it grow. And I'm really excited for this phase for you.
Thank you very much.
That's
excited.
why I wanted you to come on the podcast and
perfect time.
Give you a bit of exposure.
Yeah, I appreciate it. Really appreciate it. It's my first podcast as well.
Oh, no way! Really?
Yeah, first podcast.
Huh. Well, we're honoured that you've come on.
I chose, it was perfect timing, and pleased it was with you guys as well.
Good.
Obviously, we've
Thanks,
It's been a long overdue catch-up as well.
Yeah, it has. It's been, well, we thought it's been a couple of years, right?
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out when what was.
Well, we met for breakfast before work starts early one morning.
Yeah.
And we had a catch-up then. And I didn't know about this project then. So
it probably wasn't.
It must have been a while ago.
Yeah. Yeah, it was definitely over a year ago because this concept started bubbling in my head probably November, December last year. Because I was like, I'll kick it off in January. So yeah, it must have been over a year ago.
It just flies. The time flies. It's so fast. I can't believe we're in November.
No, me neither. Because I literally start this year. I said, right, this business will be launched by March. Literally launched it 30 days ago. Like just so far apart. Wow. It's gone so quick.
Yeah.
But that's what messing around with investors does. It takes up a lot of time.
Yeah, I'm really impressed with other businesses that really get stuff done really quick. Like now, like we're nearly 10 years in, and I'm notorious for being like just an eternal optimist. Like that's what I do. I always think I can deliver, and I'm now starting to kind of really rein myself back in,
right,
and like promise a bit less.
Just be a lot really more hard realistic to do with it. Oh, it is. I think it is. Yeah.
It's just because I'm always go. Like yourself, it's always go, and we often, I guess, we underestimate our abilities in some ways.
Absolutely.
That's not a bad thing. I don't think it's bad.
Optimism is, I think, what keeps us going, essentially. But you're right. It comes a point where I just need to stop kind of killing myself for this and just be good at delivering, what I'm doing.
Yeah.
So no, that's good. I didn't realize you were 10 years in.
Yeah, we're nearly 10 years in. Yeah, we launched 2011 officially, the brand.
Right.
But we'd started working on Swifty nearly a year before that.
Right.
With developing the prototype and then the brand, and it's just flown by. Sometimes I think we're still like just starting in some ways because of kind of like where we are and the size of the business, and I mean it's nowhere near where we want it to be. We've got big grand ambitions, like
growing though. That's the main thing, isn't it?
Yeah, it's growing, and it's just there's so much you have to do on a day-to-day basis.
Well, that's it. You think, I can get to this kind of financial milestone in 3 years.
Yeah,
and after year one, you're like, it's going to take 13 years. But that's it. It's the reality of it, isn't it? I think sometimes you overshoot your ambitions a little bit, but it's good that you're not. Because I think a lot of people will do that and they get disappointed they don't hit it.
Yeah.
Hit it. Whereas they think, you just keep going until we get to it.
I'll never give up.
Yeah, no.
That's just one thing. No. That's me.
Yeah. It's not
whether that's right or wrong. I think some other people might have given up and tried something else and learnt from that. And like kind of like what you're doing in some ways. You're taking on a new project and then you've got a new evolution. A lot of entrepreneurs do that. They kind of, they'll have a few that kind of make it, some of them fail, and then they learn. I mean, Elon Musk, look at him. I mean, he's had loads that have failed that you don't even know about.
Oh, exactly. There's a great saying from a business guy that I follow called Mark Cuban. He's like, you only have to be right one time.
Okay. Yeah, that's cool.
I love that.
Yeah, that's good.
Doesn't matter how many times you need to be right one time.
Yeah. That's so true.
That's brilliant. And it's, I don't, like We Are Gentlemen stuff, it did okay, but it was hard, and it was really hard to scale. Yeah. But I don't necessarily see this like that business failing. Yeah. It's just gone like, do you know what? It's taught you so much. It's given you all these customers, and now you've asked your customers actually what they need rather than try and make them want something. Yeah. It just naturally kind of tips into the other one. Yeah, so that's a good point. I'd never put it down as like, oh, it failed, it did this, it did that. Like, it cost me a lot of money, but it's never going to be I'll never think of it in a negative light.
You did a master's.
Yeah, I did a master's.
You did a master's.
Did a master's.
That's the way to think about it.
Spending money.
You need to make your own certificate.
I might do, actually. That'd be great.
Do your own certificate.
The only master's certificate I'll ever get.
The only one in the world. How special is that? That's so
the only one in the world, yeah. One of one. The only person to ever do that degree. I'll take it.
So special.
I'll take it. I'll put it next to my brother's actual master's and PhD thing at my mum's house.
Oh, wow. What's he got a PhD in?
Don't ask. It's real. Like, I can't remember the title of it. It was like marine. He basically used to swim with sharks.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, ridiculous. But like track the data and track their habits and living and feeding kind of habits.
Whoa, okay.
So he did a lot in the kind of, what was it? Is it like the marine ecosystem?
Sounds about right.
Sounds about right.
Yeah, it's over
very,
my head
very
as well.
bright guy, but
wow,
ridiculously cool at the same time.
Oh, damn it, one of those guys.
So annoying. Like, he looks great. He's like really cool and he's bright as hell. I'm like, what the hell? But no, he's cool. He was my first ever customer as well.
Does he wear your shirt still?
Yeah, all
That's
the time.
cool.
He's got
I bet he's proud.
He's got a grown-up government job now, but he wears them every day. And yeah, he's my first ever customer.
That's cool.
Yeah, which is nice. And he's one of few people that have he's never asked for a discount.
Oh, he bought a shirt?
No matter what price they are. Because the first couple of years of doing shirts, we were testing different price points. He'd buy one at 29 quid, he'd buy one at 79 quid, he'd buy one at 49 quid.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it'd never be, give me a discount.
Right, listen up, Joseph and David Ifska. They're my brothers. They've never bought nothing from me.
Get freebies.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you know what? That's the one good thing about even my dad as well. They never ask for it. Unless it's for Christmas. Yeah. Like literally 2 quid. I say, what do you want for Christmas? And they both like, can I have that shirt, and that shirt? I was like, so I've got, surely you want something more than just shirts given to you.
We all need a shirt, us blokes.
Yeah, but no, it is funny, isn't it? Because you get some people that I've never even spoke to, and some people that reach out to me on Twitter that, have got like 0 following, be like, listen, if you give me 5 shirts for free, I'll take some photos and I'll put them out to my 51 followers that are all from Stockport. It's strange how what people ask.
He's in Stockport.
Yeah. Big in Stockport we are now, thanks to him.
Yeah, we get the same. The whole influencers thing is so strange. The
problem is everyone thinks they're an influencer now.
Yeah.
It's tough. On that note, can I have a scooter?
Yeah, man. Tell what you want. See that workshop there?
Hey, I've got 590 followers on Instagram.
Oh, we'll have 3, 4. Let's do a giveaway.
Do a giveaway. Why not?
Yeah, the whole influencers thing. It's weird. Yeah. It's strange. We don't really do much of it. Like, we really don't.
Do you know what I find though is that I was kind of joking about that guy in Stockport, but the local guys that have bought shirts have been a lot more influential than the guy I paid £1,000 to put a picture online. Okay. To work, and it's so. I said everyone thinks they're an influencer. A lot of people are in their own kind of little way. So a guy buy a shirt, and 3 weeks later, some guy walked up to me at an event. And was like, "Oh, Chris has got one of your shirts." So I went and bought 2 after that.
Oh, cool.
And so I think everyone has a kind of power in that, but
the referrals works. Like for us, it really works. Like with customers telling their friends, and then their friend, and then also like those customers if they've been on the phone or they've called, and because we really focus on that kind of personal customer service, we're advising them and trying to help them, and we really do go out of our way to help them because it's a nice thing to do, and like it doesn't cost very much to be nice to people.
Yeah, that's it. It costs nothing to be nice to people.
Costs nothing, and it's
take note. There's a lot of people being horrible.
Yeah, you have such a better day if you're like positive and you're
absolutely
nice to people, because then they're nice back. And what's weird is, and what's so surprising is the amount of people that they'll say to you, "Oh, no one's ever nice to me when I buy anything."
That's crazy.
And you're like, "What? Really?"
Why? Yeah.
On your day-to-day basis, like no people are nice to you, and I think it's really, really rare. Like.
Really
think
powerful,
about your typical day, like just even I noticed it the other day. Like I had a meeting in town, and I went into a coffee shop. I won't say who the coffee shop is, but the lady was really rude to me.
Right,
and I was like, oh. And then I just thought, you know what? Maybe she's just had a really bad day, and I've caught her at the wrong time. Yeah, or maybe like someone was before me, and she's just painting me with the same brush. So I think you got to kind of try and think like that. Yeah, a little bit.
That's it. If you're nice to someone, they're not nice, but it's not your problem. It's on them, isn't it?
Yeah, and if you can try and think of it like that, then I think it doesn't hurt as much. No, but it can, right? When someone's really,
it can. But I think you're right. You become a lot more resilient to it if you think about it. The other way around. It didn't affect your day because you're like, you don't know what that person's. Yeah. Going through.
I think running a business does that for you, because the amount of knockbacks and abuse you get just in general.
It's ridiculous.
You should do it like this, or you should do it like that.
The amount of time.
Have you tried this?
I'm going through.
Well, it's been really good to catch up.
You too. Yeah, it's been really good. Thanks for having me on.
Oh, you're welcome. I think we'll get you back on again in maybe 6 months or something. See how it's all going. Let these guys know. Please sign up to the Shirt Society. You can still sign up, right?
So well,
like the next phase.
So I think come Monday, doing some tweaks to the website. So the shirtsociety.co.uk. You'll be able to sign up for like we're kind of hard launching in February.
Okay.
So sign up for that. Your first access. Give you a little discount as well, maybe. So
cool. You heard it here.
Get in. There's a little Swifty discount.
Sure. Yeah, we could do something.
No, that's part of the plan is to do some kind of corporate and work with other businesses. So
Okay.
But sign up and follow us on the social channels and keep up to date with what we're doing.
We'll put the links at the bottom of the video. If you're listening on iTunes, then we'll put it on there as well. But hey man, thanks for coming in. It's been really fun. Really good to catch up.
Thank you for having me, man. Appreciate it.
Really love what you're doing and wish you all the best.
You too. Thanks very much.
Cool, man. All right. Thanks for listening, everybody. Please like, subscribe, all the normal stuff. Ring that bell, which means that you'll get a notification.
Where is it on the video? Is it be like here, right?
Oh, yeah. I don't know. So where would it be?
Will it be here? Or will it be here? All right. Let's put it here.
Right there. Okay. Cool. And we'll see you next time. Thanks, guys. Take care. Bye-bye.